Hello everybody, Timothy Bailey with Project Learn and our video for today. So today we're going to read an article. It's the end of the sort of the nice weather. Summer is gone, it's fall. But there's one thing we still do that sort of lasts through summer and into the fall, and that is eating s'mores. And you can see the picture right here of a s'more. We do this when we go camping in the summer, as I mentioned, but also in the fall when we have fires outside and it's still nice to be outside, not too cold, but we need a fire. We might make these as a snack, as a dessert. So we're going to read through this, answer some questions, and learn some vocabulary words. As you read along with me. Ask yourself, what does the Industrial Revolution have to do with s'mores? Right, here is our question. So s'mores, delicious or gross? Right, that's going to start us off on our vocabulary. Delicious and gross. Delicious means, right, for me, for example, I love s'mores. I think they taste great. So I would say they are delicious. Something like broccoli, for example, which I do not like. I do not like the taste of it. Ew, oh, it's so bad, right? I would say broccoli is gross, right? So you can think about your answer. I'm going to answer as I said. I think they are delicious, of course, so I think they taste great. You might think they are horrible, right? Disgusting, so you might say gross. You might say you have a different opinion, maybe so-so, somewhere in the middle, or maybe you have never tried one. Right. A brief history of the s'more, America's favorite campfire snack. This year, millions of marshmallows will be toasted over fires across America. Some will catch fire and some will be roasted perfectly. Many will be used as an ingredient in the classic campfire snack, the s'more. Eating a gooey marshmallows and warm chocolate sandwiched between two graham crackers may feel like an ancient tradition, but every part of the process, even the coat hanger we unbend to use as a roasting spit, is a product of the Industrial Revolution. Right? And what is the Industrial Revolution? The Industrial Revolution was the transition to new manufacturing processes in Europe and the United States from about 1760 to somewhere between 1820 and 1840. Marshmallows for the wealthy. Right, here's another word, wealthy. What does wealthy mean? Let's look at it. Wealthy, having a lot of money and possessions. Also wealthy people. Right? So here that's what we're looking at. We are talking about the people. Right? All right. The oldest ingredient in the s'mores holy trinity is the marshmallow. It gets its name from a plant called, appropriately enough, the marshmallow. Marshmallow, or Althea officinalis, is a plant indigenous to Eurasia and northern Africa. For thousands of years, the root sap has been boiled, strained, and sweetened to cure sore throats, or simply eaten as a treat. The white and puffy modern marshmallow looks much like its ancient ancestor, but for hundreds of years, creation of marshmallows was very time consuming. Each marshmallow had to be hand poured and molded. They were a treat only the wealthy could afford. By the mid 19th century, the process had become mechanized. Machines could make them so cheaply they were included as in most penny candy selections. Today, the marshmallow on your s'mores contains no marshmallow sap at all. It's mostly corn syrup, cornstarch, and gelatin. Right? How were marshmallows made before the Industrial Revolution? The roots of the plants were boiled and sweetened, then molded by hand. Marshmallows were grown. You can read through these. If you remember what we just read, before the Industrial Revolution, they were boiled and sweetened and molded by hand. Chocolate for cheap. Chocolate is another ancient food. Mesoamericans have been eating or drinking it for 3,000 years. Europeans encountered indigenous people in Mexico in the 1500s who used chocolate. The Europeans noted that chocolate was used to treat numerous ailments, from dysentery and indigestion to fatigue and dyspepsia. But again, it was the Industrial Revolution that made chocolate cheap enough and enjoyable enough for the average American. The chocolate the Mesoamericans ate was dark, grainy, and tended to be somewhat bitter. In 1875, a candle maker turned chocolatier named Daniel Peter changed that. He invented a process to mix milk with chocolate. He then added some more sugar, and the modern milk chocolate bar was born. Peter's company eventually merged with another company, and Peter's invention was named the Nestle Chocolate Bar. It proved to be much more popular than the darker bars on the market. As a result, other candy companies like Cadbury and Hershey released their own versions. How did the Industrial Revolution affect marshmallows and chocolate? Read through the answers. Made both products more expensive for the average American? No. Made both products cheaper for consumers? They became dark, grainy, and more bitter. They were both made into drinks due to changes. What do you think the answer is? I'm going to choose this one. There we go. So the Industrial Revolution made both products cheaper for consumers. Graham crackers for God. Finally, the graham cracker was invented by Presbyterian minister Sylvester Graham. He believed the vegetarian diet would help suppress unwanted physical desires the church frowned upon. The original graham cracker used unsifted whole wheat flour. Graham felt that separating out the bran was against the wishes of God. If God made the wheat with bran, he must have had a reason. He wrote a book called Treatise on Bread and Bread Making, and gives many examples of prominent writers throughout history who urged the consumption of whole wheat flour. Graham was highly influential in the development of the health food movement of the 19th century. His followers included John Harvey Kellogg of the Battle Creek Sanitarium. Kellogg used the graham cracker as a basis for his famous flaked cereal line. Right here we have the word influential. Having the power to cause changes, having influence, right? So to cause some sort of change. So Graham caused a change in the development of the health food movement. Excuse me. S'mores for everyone. As for how the graham cracker became a part of the s'more, the snack's true origin remains unclear. The first mention of this treat is in a 1927 edition of the Girl Scout manual, Tramping and Trailing with the Girl Scouts. In a nod to the treat's addictive qualities, it was dubbed "some more." The term s'more is first found in the 1938 guide Recreational Programs for Summer Camps by William Henry Gibson. Some think the s'more may be a homemade version of the Mallomar or the moon pie, two snacks introduced in the 1910s. Today, the s'more has become so popular that it's inspired a range of spin-offs. You can eat a s'mores-flavored Pop-Tart for breakfast and munch on a s'mores candy bar for dessert. Adults can even begin their day with a s'mores latte. Inspired. Very good or clever, having a particular cause or influence. As I often tell my students, the health-conscious Sylvester Graham is probably rolling over in his grave after what became of his beloved cracker. So how did the Industrial Revolution make the s'more possible? Right? Include each of the three ingredients. So ingredients, right? The things that make up a food product, the materials we used to make a food. For example, pizza, the ingredients are usually cheese and tomato sauce, pizza sauce, and a crust or a bread product. So the three ingredients for the s'more, right? Let's write them here. So we're going to say the marshmallow. Whoops. I didn't write it right. Marshmallow, chocolate, and the graham cracker. So how did the Industrial Revolution make the s'mores possible? It made the ingredients cheaper to, we can say, produce, right, and right, buy. Right? So before, right, it was an expensive, difficult product, and now it was cheaper. And there we go. We have submitted our answer. So what does the Industrial Revolution have to do with s'mores? It made them cheaper. It also changed, right, if we think about it, the ingredients as well. So it changed the chocolate, right? The graham cracker eventually changed as well. This is the key. It made the s'more, the ingredients, cheaper. Go to this link, check out this quiz. I have some questions for you to see if you learned the vocabulary, if you learned about the s'more. I hope this was interesting and fun. If you have time, if you're going to have a fire outside, you can also do it in an oven in your kitchen. Try out a s'more and figure out if you think they are delicious or gross. Thank you. Have a great day.